Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So, Virgo, let us see what comes out for you. This is, of course, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. As always, welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Virgo, and the message could actually be for you. So, feel free to take it however it resonates to you and your situation. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. Virgo. Oh, what I was going to say is these are actually timeless readings. And Virgo, if you want to take a little wander over to my playlist, you will find that there is a playlist just for you. So you can go ahead and take a browse and see if anything pops out to you, because there might be something there for you. Wow! You are the third sign to get the Sun card. So let me finish this up. If you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. And just wanted to say thank you for liking, subscribing, and thank you for all the good karma donations. I appreciate it so much. Virgo, okay. Let us dive in. What is happening? I mean, shit. You first got, and it's interesting because Libra just got these two cards. And I freaking shuffled the deck and these popped out. So I'm kind of like, what? Virgo, I think what's happening is you what do I want to say? I mean, straight up, like, things are going really positive for you. I'm gonna put that right down the center. I think that you're just in a very, like, relaxed, chill state, which might be kind of different for you because maybe for a while you were just used to a lot of chaos and conflict happening for you. But I feel like things have just mellowed out. You know, things are starting to go really well. And because of it, you're starting to get to a place where you're really starting to shine. Like maybe for a while you really had to keep yourself kind of hidden. And now that's changing because your environment is starting to open up and like bring in a lot of positive things for you, which is also helping you to like maybe let your walls down a little bit, and it's like making you thrive, which also I think what's happening, because here's your energy, and I think because of it, like the Queen of Rings or the Queen of Pentacles, don't get caught up by the gender, it's very grounded, you know, it's very relaxed, calm, generous. So maybe actually the thing that I'm picking up, Virgo, is maybe you're helping out a lot of people. And we've also got the Empress card. Some of you actually could be, right, a mother. Very fertile and abundant. Man, these lineup of cards is really quite powerful. I'm going to grab the archetypes and see what can clarify this, because I want to see what comes out about this. I do think, Virgo, that you are dealing with someone else. So you could also be dealing with another earth sign, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay. Or what else do we have? What I want to say? Maybe a Leo. Oops. Okay, just bear with me. I'm going to see what pops out here. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing bad to say. I think that's why I'm kind of speechless, because I'm used to everyone having like drama in their readings, and I'm just not getting it for you, Virgo. I just think things are going really good. We've got the Mentor card coming out. So I think, Virgo, you might be actually, and isn't that fascinating? So we've got the womb. And I always love this card too because there's a seed in there. There's something I think that's recently come into your life that you're kind of protective of. So maybe it's like all the positivity that's coming in, you're doing really good and you're thriving in it, but a part of you might want to, like, a part of your feminine nature, and this can apply for guys too, but there might be a part of you that wants to kind of protect it because you're like, is this going to last? Okay. And what's really interesting, Virgo, is I think just because of what you've been through in your life, there's some type of outlet that you could do where you even could be a mentor. I don't know if you guys have actually thought about that, or maybe you are getting a mentor, but here's the fascinating thing. The mentor, I love her description about it. It's someone that can walk into a room and they can sense like the energy and vibrations, even just from like just being around people or from speech, and they know exactly what to say to inspire change. That's how good they are at picking up people's energy. So whether that's in a painful way, sometimes that isn't the most, it might not be the most pleasant thing to hear when someone like calls us out or something, but sometimes it inspires us to change something very significant in our life. So that's what I want to say is going on, Virgo, is I think that you have this ability in some type of avenue where you could be a mentor. So maybe you could come out with the things that you've learned, something about your process, the point that you've gotten to in your life, where you could actually be some type of mentor to people. So maybe you can communicate like how you got to the point that you've gotten to so far. And this can be communicated in a multitude of ways, right? Because even, for instance, like you guys might have seen, I posted on my little community board, I paint and I draw. And the thing that I'm best at is communicating emotions, because I'm a freaking Pisces true blue, like. And so the thing that resonates the most with me is I can see emotions. Like I feel them. I've been through quite a range of them, and that inspires people. So that, like I was saying, guys, like this, a mentor, I think people's initial thought or reaction to that is that it would be like a public speaker. And maybe that is the case for you guys. Like maybe you could come out on social media and start like communicating, putting your truth out there, because and stay dedicated to it. That's all it really takes, honestly. Communicate your truth, feel passionate about it, and your uniqueness will inspire people to you. People are just drawn to hearing different perspectives, hearing people's different ways of bringing out things inside of them. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm seeing is kind of along your process, especially with that Queen of Rings or the Queen of Pentacles. I think that you actually could make money from doing that, Virgo, which isn't a bad thing. So that's what I think you need to focus on, is like maybe the places that you've learned to nurture yourself and stay really positive throughout your process. But again, I feel like going back to the womb, because that's like an incubator, you know what I mean? It's like I think there's something inside of you that's still like protective, like you're keeping something under the surface. And this is why I'm saying this too, because like especially when it comes to something, that womb is a very feminine protective energy. It's like mama bear, like nothing's getting through here. And so maybe that's kind of what it could be something around like your heart's desire, like what you're wanting to do or be. And that could be why you're so protective of it. Because look how I love this card, because look at how there's literally like a golden egg sitting in there. It's gold, what you have inside of you, Virgo. It's very valuable. And that's probably why a part of you is protecting it, because the thought of the rejection of it could be almost heartbreaking to you. Like maybe the failure of, or this thing not working out, what you play over in your mind, like this might not work out, that might be the reason why you're protecting it. But Virgo, like stuff is going really good for you. Like seriously, I keep being drawn back to that Sun card because I'm like, wow, you are doing good. Like you've just been taking care of you. And back to the Empress card, she does her thing, she's the combination of all the queens. And so that's why I love your combination coming out, because you've got the Empress with the Queen of Pentacles. So I think what's been happening is you've been really focusing on your stability, your groundedness, especially like finances, just becoming more independent in your life in some way, shape, or form. And that has made you start to feel very empowered, which is that the return of your energy, the Sun card. Now, what's really interesting is I want to say that also the entanglement here, what's kind of happening, I think that some of you, the Empress, that can be mother. So some of you might, this is the other thing I'm hearing. This is hilarious. Some of you might have a mother that like hovers over you. And what's really fascinating, what's hilarious even, is like things are going really, really good for you. This is randomly popping out. Are you guys ready? Your life is going really good, Virgo. Like maybe your things are starting to become really positive. Like maybe you're making money or you're becoming really stable and independent. I think you guys, whoever this applies to, it might not be for all of you. I think you actually have a mother that is jealous of you. I don't, this is what I'm getting from that energy because, right, the Empress can be a mother and the mentor. And what's the other side of this card that's popping out to me, look, it seems kind of hovering and fierce. You guys might have a helicopter mother that's constantly like, oh, you know, like projects a lot of fears, because I think, Virgo, you had a mother that didn't take the risks that you have in life. You've had the guts to go out and do things for yourself. And so that's why I'm being even drawn back to like that similarity, the Empress with the womb. I think that even your mother might be coming in to want to protect you. But it's fascinating that it almost is for her own needs, because the shadow side of the Empress card can be dependence, indecisive, it's emotionally draining. And that's what she's doing. She's actually feeling, oh, this is totally taking a different turn. Virgo, I think that you're heading in a direction in your life that's really out of the norm. It's very different. And what's happening for your mother, she's starting to cling. Like she's like, oh shit. Like you're leaving the nest. And so she's starting to panic and become more emotionally dependent. And believe it or not, I think part of the thing that she might be doing is starting to pull you in with some type of like guilt, you know, that low vibrational stuff. And she knows that she can do that. She knows that she can play certain cards to get you to come in. Okay? Because that's that dependence. She's very codependent. And I wouldn't normally I want to be like, oh, this, don't get caught up on the gender, but this is very specific. I think that you have a mother that is very like scared and protective, but it's also that reflection of how she was always very scared to take the leaps that you have. So specific. So let's see what comes out here in the tarot, because I think what's happening is, Virgo, things are going really well for you. And I think that, look, Queen of Pentacles, again, I'm not going to take it because that's twice. I don't want to pull two of the same exact cards. But there it is again. I think what's happening is, oh, this is fascinating. You might have been in some type of like trauma bond even with your own mother. And that even influenced all your other relationships, is that you got caught up in like trauma bond relationships, and it was a reflection of the fact that you still had this open tap with the main source of all the drama in your life. And so your mother, like, she knows where your goat is tied, right? Nobody knows you better than your own mother. So she knows exactly how to pull you in. And what's happening, Virgo, things are starting to really be positive for you. You've pulled out of a cycle in your life and you're starting to feel like, wow, things are becoming grounded and calm, and maybe that's a new thing for you. And so because of that, it's like you're becoming really, things are just super positive for you, and your mother actually pulls you in to pull from that energy. That's how she gets her like energy fill up. That's why that shadow card says emotionally draining. I know you guys can't see it, but it is emotionally draining because she sucks your energy. because she doesn't supply it for herself. So that's why that's coming out here. Freaking, this is so specific. Yeah, Knight of Swords, okay. And it was coming in upside down. Virgo, I think that your mother, she is coming in with like some very subtle manipulations that are very, very hard to catch. Like, it seriously takes a lot with, especially the mentor card. You have to be able to see through to things. You know, you have to be able to see it. And look at this. So we've got the Six of Swords. I think what's happening, because this is usually like leaving turbulent waters to something smoother, you know, moving towards your dreams, because maybe that's what you needed to do. You needed to detach yourself. And I think a part of you is vacillating between continuing on the path that you've been on and going back to the familiar. Like, there's a part of you, because did you guys see that card that popped out earlier, the Six of Cups? Because there's a part of you that's feeling a little bit nostalgic. You're maybe missing your childhood because you are stepping a lot into the new. And I think it's kind of surprising you, Virgo, that there's a part of you that like sometimes feels like a longing or a missing for home. But it's fascinating because when you go back there, and you're going to see this, when you go back, it's going to turn into turbulence almost immediately. And then you're going to be leaving again. That's what I'm seeing. The second you get back there, you'll remember why you left in the first place. It'll come rushing back. Because when you're in this type of dynamic, you'll see it faster and faster, because the mask can't stay on for very long, you know, with a mother, especially. The shadow's going to come up faster and faster, especially the more that you're progressing. They're going to get triggered by that more and more, easier and easier. So this isn't going to work for very much, but that's why I'm saying, Virgo, the next card that came out is the Justice card upside down. You're going to see that the second that you go back to the turbulence, you're going to fall out of balance. And then it will throw you off balance. Like, the progress that you've been making, you'll go through kind of like, you'll take 10 steps backwards, because that's a sign of that she's like depleting your energy. She kind of needed that source of fuel. Okay. And here's what's interesting. So what's going to happen? So Two of Pentacles upside down. I actually love it that it's coming in upside down, because where previously you have maybe been back and forth and you were like, oh, I miss them, and you know what I mean? That's going to fall away. Like, all of a sudden you're juggling, you're balancing between like maybe going back to this person or not. You're finally going to step into reality. Like, that's also the Justice card, because once you fall out of balance, there's that sort of truth that comes in and exposes, like, look, this is the reality. This is how this relationship is. It's how it is. There's no more playing. There's no more illusions. Like, you know, you're going to see the truth exactly for what it is, who this person is, the manipulation. And then look at this too. This is why I love this. Seven of Cups, this is an illusion. That's what's happening. There's a part of you that gets nostalgic because you think only back on the good times. And that's what is so tricky about this, because when you look back on the good times, because Virgo, right? You're stepping into a higher vibration. You're elevating yourself. You're evolving. So as you raise your vibration, when you look back at the past, you only see the good. That's that sign that you're healing. So that's where it can be kind of tricky, because you forget the shadow times. That's where the low vibration, you're not a match to them anymore. So sometimes you forget that part. You forget the abuse. You forget the manipulation. You forget the chaos. That's going to fall away. I'm telling you, you will see this exactly when you come back into this person's environment. Someone and this doesn't have to be mother. Let me just throw this out there. It could just even be someone where you had a very nurturing relationship with them. However it applies, this is where the mask is going to completely fall off, and it's going to finally help you pull into your own strength. That's why I love this card popping out. Like all of a sudden, where maybe for a long time this person had maybe manipulated you by making you think that you're the child, or you're the one at fault, and all that stuff, all this manipulation to project on you and gaslight you into being into some type of illusion, all that's gonna like completely fall away. You're gonna remember everything about the relationship, the reasons why you left in the first place. And then honestly, what I'm saying, I'm going to get more clarification, but I think you're going to bounce the hell out of there, because you're going to realize that this is more important to you. Your stability, your positivity, it's more important than even keeping the connection with this person, however that applies. So Virgo, I'm going to jump into the extended with this. If you guys want to join me over there, feel free. Go down below, click on the Vimeo link, and I'll see you on the other side. But if this is where we leave things, I'm sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I'll see you in your next reading. Take care.